Sam.
Hey.
I don't know how locked in you were at half time, but it was an interesting comment from Mick when he came in. Certainly the first time I've heard a manager say this about coming in at half time to see his players. I don't know whether you picked up on it. He said to you that he was bored in the first half. I don't know if it's the first time you ever heard a manager come in at half time and tell you that?
No, unfortunately, I've heard that a few times before. I think it wasn't as free flowing as we liked, and I think that's credit to them a little bit. But sometimes it is a bit ugly in this league, and you just have to stay in it. And luckily, the response second half was a lot better, and I think we had enough chances to probably nick it. I know they had a couple at the end, so maybe it was a fair draw. But look, that's the Championship. You're not going to play great every week. You've just got to make sure you stay in games, and another clean sheet's a bonus as well.
How's it for you? You are probably one of those players. You're in the team for doing that dirty work, maybe for the boring stuff. So when games get like that, where it's kind of have to knuckle down a bit because they come with a big physical presence, are those the sort of games that you get up for, or do you like to just sit back and see Ilias and Chris do their thing?
Yeah, I love watching them two do their thing. The winners' games, it's lovely to watch. But look, games are like that in the Champ. It's not always pretty. I've just said it can get ugly, and I know my role in the team. It's not just that, but that's an important part, and everyone knows they have to do it properly because sometimes the ball just won't land until you get it right, and if you do it right, you can get chances off it. So it was one of those games. It wasn't El Classico at all. It was a proper Championship game. I would put it proper British game, and you just make sure you try and do everything properly, and you don't lose the game as well, because last season we'd have lost that for sure.
Where do you think you are as a group in your growth after these first sort of 10 games? There's a lot of young players. A few of you probably sort of mingled and met in international teams and finally seem to have found a home here, and with some of the older players coming out, there now seems to be an onus on the likes of yourself to really.
Yeah, it's a good group. It's a very good group. It's a young group, so it's hungry. It wants to learn, and we still need a little bit of time just to understand each other. People to get up to fitness. We had quite a lot of injuries at the start, so like you said, it's just moulding and working each other out. But the potential's there, and we've seen it the past couple of weeks. If we can get going, we know we're a very good team. So I think it's just got to work on those relationships even more. And look, we'll need the whole squad. It's not just 11 players. Everyone knows it's a squad league, this one, more than anything. So hopefully throughout the season, more sessions, we'll just get better and better and understand each other more and more.
It's sort of the older managers, I think, will look at players from your generation coming through and see you as a sort of quite quiet bunch. Is there that vocality? Is there that leadership? Is there that communication coming through now on the pitch?
There is. Football's definitely changed. It's there's probably not as much screaming and shouting, and we are a nice group, but we're learning that we still need to get on each other's back, and you can do that in different ways. You don't just have to scream and shout and try and have a fight in the changing room, but we're a learning group, and we've got that nasty side. I think you look at it away at Millwall, I think they thought they could play dirty against us, and we handled it very well. So we've just got to keep showing teams that we're not easy to play against them, and they'll be scared of what we've got up front, to be honest.
Nick's spoken obviously a lot about improvement. You said there about obviously getting better and better, but I think I'm right in saying you're in the top 6 now. So you must just, when you reflect on this season up to the international break, must be really pleased with what you've been able to do. Yeah,
and we're still a little bit disappointed, to be honest, because there's been some games that we could have done a lot better in and maybe got a few more points. So, but that's a Championship. I think it'll even itself out by the end of the season. You'll win some that you go, we shouldn't have won that, and you'll lose some that you definitely don't deserve to lose. So, we're in a good place at the minute, but it can change in a week. So, we know that we needed a good couple of games going into the international break to set it up. So. Yeah, it's a long season. You know how quickly it can change.
Yeah, you were an ever-present last season. Obviously went well for so long and then kind of tailed off the end. Is there a feeling that you're trying to almost right some wrongs and that you've got it within the group to go and challenge again? Because it's the same team, isn't it, essentially?
Yeah,
the injured players back that you had last year.
Yeah, that wasn't a nice experience towards the end of the season, but you've got to learn from that, and I think we have done, and it's using that experience to good use. So I've noticed it already in a few games where like Sunderland away or today, where we probably would have lost those games towards the end of last season, where we just show a bit of grit and we stay in the game and get points out of it. So yeah, obviously last season's come and gone, new season, new expectations. We're just taking it each game at a time, and we feel like we can play anyone, which is good, and you can almost sense that the teams are aware when we get going what we can do.
Yeah, I remember I spoke to you, I think pre-season, and we talked about like your kind of new role, but it seems like it's kind of switched back a little bit to what you were doing more last season.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm honest to God, I'm not fussed as long as I'm playing. It doesn't bother me. I just do what's required for the team. Yeah, hopefully, I might be able to nick a goal or two this season. That's the dream. But as long as the team's winning, then as cliche as it sounds, I'm happy. And if that needs me to be the deeper one, then fine. There's all aspects of the game to do, so it doesn't bother me where on the pitch it is.
Yeah, because I think you were sort of playing on the side, weren't you? And
yeah.
The sort of central one, and
yeah.
kind of switch. But are you still being asked to do things a little bit different to what you were doing last year?
Yeah, definitely. This manager's got his own stamp on it, and I like that, to be honest. He wants to put his own stamp on it, so everyone's buying into it, and I think he wants rotation, he wants flexibility. So there'll be injuries in the season, might be required in another position. He just wants people adaptable in all across the pitch. So wherever he puts me, whoever else, everyone trusts each other to do a job, to be honest.
Yeah, obviously you had quite a lot of players leave the club in the summer, but it certainly seems like the ones the club have managed to bring in. I mean, Ethan Laird, obviously brilliant again today, and a lot of other players that have come in. I mean, you must be really happy with the business the club's done and the players you're going to play with this season. Yeah,
definitely. I think we've done very well in the market this year. It just looks young, looks hungry. There's some serious potential out there, and some really nice guys as well, which is the main thing. It just makes it easy for them to settle into the group. So yeah, Ethan, Ken, I think everyone who's came just looks solid now, and it looks like a strong base, to be honest.
Did you heard much about Kenneth before? Was he a new name to you when you sort of heard that he was signing?
Yeah, to be honest, I hadn't heard of Ken, but
me neither, so I'm not
I mean, I fancy him in the air against anyone now. I think he's a small one, but he wins every header. So yeah, he's done brilliant. That since he's come in, so long may that continue.